Why did you choose to be what you are today, and why did you call Flow60 your company?
Well, it's 60 moves, 60 special certain exercises that I selected that allows a person to be in a state of flow. And a state of flow is basically defined as being in a meditative state. I lived in the US for many years, and I knew that I was living in this nice bubble.
When was it when you got stressed the most in your life, and what did you do next? You were already making about $13 million a year. Why would you leave that career behind and choose a career which could be not as a giver in terms of the remunerative as your old career was? Is that right?
Well, I didn't care about the money anymore. When I experienced a level of happiness that was beyond what I knew existed, money wasn't important anymore.
Which exercise is your most favorite? First question.
Most favorite exercise.
Do you know any Indian heroes or actors or actresses who follow you? What do you do on your cheat day? Do you do Netflixing, shopping, or having food? 3 women in your life, daughter, wife, and mom. What do they teach you every day? Bali, Beijing, or Switzerland? You already had a mother and father who were coming from China, and when they passed away, what did that leave in terms of the impression?
Both my dad and my sister has passed away. Dad from stroke and sister from cancer. And right now, my mom just started living with me. And so she's 75 years old. And we are in the process right now of regaining her health. And every day, I'm training her.
As I continue to bring stalwarts and luminaries across the globe on my show World This Week, this time I have a guest who's broad-chested, who's fitness freak, but there is a lot of suspense behind why he chose to be like this. While he was growing up in the town of Texas, some days in Houston, some days in Austin, he had a humbling father and mother coming from China to groom him. Today, he's one of the most followed fitness icons and heroes on Instagram in the United States. He may be traveling across Bali one day, he may be traveling across Switzerland the other day, but there is something which keeps him going, is the push-ups, the chin-ups, the way he inspires and motivates people. Why he did so and why he called his company Flow60 is joining me, Mike Chang. Welcome to the show, Mr. Chang. It's actually a privilege knowing about you in the last 48 hours or so. Ever since I stumbled upon your Instagram profile and then also met you last evening as well. What brings me to this conversation and why I'm dressed up like this in my athletic outfit is not actually usual me. I generally wear a bow tie, but I wanted to learn things from you as a journalist and as someone who also follows the fitness regimen quite specifically over the last 7 or 8 years. Mike, my first question to you is, considering the fact that you were growing up in a town which is known for space research, Houston, and somewhat in Austin as well, why did you choose to be what you are today, and why did you call Flow60 your company?
Well, I'm in Bali now. And I'm in Bali because I always wanted to see the world. And I knew I lived in the US for many years, and I knew that I was living in this nice bubble, and that there's all these cultures and there's all these people, and people do things and think things differently. So I wanted to get out, and Bali just landed on my map. And why Flow60? Well, it's 60 moves, 60 special certain exercises that I selected that allows a person to be in a state of flow. And a state of flow is basically defined as being in a meditative state. Right. And I think it's really important nowadays because presence is another way of saying happiness, inner peace, and it's needed in today's world.
Right. Now, as I understand and as I gather from your journey so far, but I want my viewers and people back home in India and also in Asian countries and also here in the US to know more about when you decided to form this company. You were already making about $13 million a year, which is an enormous wealth to make at your age, if I'm to guess, in your early 40s and then even in your 30s when you were making that sort of money, why would you renunciate or desolate that career behind, leave that career behind, and choose a career which could be not as a giver in terms of the money, which remunerative as your old career was? Is that right?
Right. Well, I didn't care about the money anymore. You know, the fact is, people chase money. People chase success, just like I did, just like many people. And when I experienced a level of happiness that was beyond what I knew existed, money wasn't important anymore. Nothing else was important. All I wanted to do was to find out how to be able to be in this state longer, how to be able to stay in this happy, blissful freedom in my mind. Because most people are always stressed. They're worried, they're fearful, and they don't even know how it's like to have quietness in their mind. They don't know how it's like to be completely present. We can only conceptualize the idea, but people do not experience it.
Right.
This life, I did not experience it. But over 10 years ago, when I actually experienced it by accident, I realized instantly that I don't care about making more money. I care about true happiness. And this level of happiness that I was experiencing for the first time. So it didn't matter if I was making much more or doing more. I would still pursue what I did. It was the best decision I ever made.
So when you say, I mean, of course, it was by accident, I want to understand particularly what that accident mean to you. What was that thing that prompted you to take up this decision to form Flow60?
Well, by accident, meaning I did not intentionally create this level of happiness. I didn't know what I was doing.
Right.
And I accidentally opened up the energy in my body. I accidentally cleared and expanded my mind.
Right.
And released fear. All of it. And the level of presence and level of happiness and bliss was just beyond what I knew existed. And I call it accident because there was no intention to do it. I did it by accident. And it took me many years to understand what I did and how it works. And then when I created Flow60, it's a way for other people to be able to access this state, to be able to go from where they're at to becoming happier, healthier in their mind, more peace, less chatter, to teach people actually how to silence their thoughts because people don't know how to silence the mind, to teach people how to let go of the nervousness, to let go of the anxiety that's always there. And that's what Flow60 is really about. And it's not just for people who are fit. It's actually aimed for people who are just everyday people who don't really care about going to the gym, who don't care about exercising like crazy, but they do want to be healthy and fit, and they do want to have a peace of mind.
Right.
And that's what Flow60 is.
Right. Now, if I look at your career over the last 15 years or so, Mike, when you were growing up in Houston and then followed by Austin, you already had a mother and father who were coming from China and then some years in Taiwan as well. What were those teachings from both of these parents imbibed in you and your sibling? And when they passed away, a couple of your family members, as I gather from my early conversation from you, what did that leave in terms of the impression or heartbreak inside you?
Well, growing up, I was mostly raised more with my mom than my dad. My dad traveled a lot. He was always busy. He was sick. He had schizophrenia for most of my childhood life. So seeing him see things, and it was scary, and I didn't really understand. And I was afraid that I would get that when I'm older because they say that it's passed on, you know. So then fast forward, both my dad and my sister has passed away. Dad from stroke and sister from cancer. And right now, my mom just started living with me as of 6 days ago.
6 days ago?
Yeah, 6 days ago, she started living with me.
In Bali?
Not in Bali. She's in Austin, and I'm returning back to Austin in a few days.
Oh, so you're no longer going to be in Bali anymore?
I am, but later. We're still traveling right now.
Right.
And so she's 75 years old. I don't know how many surgeries or health conditions. I just know she's got a knee surgery. She's got some device in her back that's supposed to numb her nerves that somehow doesn't work anymore. It's just stuck back there. And 2 strokes, at least. She just had another one like 2 weeks ago.
Right.
And we are in the process right now of regaining her health. And every day I'm training her. And a lot of people, when they look at her, they think, there's no way she's going to be able to regain. I mean, she can barely walk.
Right.
But they don't understand the power of the body. They don't understand that the body can adapt. And that's part of my message I want to spread to everybody. It doesn't matter your age. It doesn't matter where you're at, how bad your health is. If you have the desire and the commitment to go and start bringing up your health and just do the work on a daily basis,
Right.
you will be able to improve. I cannot promise what the speed is or how much, but we can improve because the body adapts. And so she's the only family member that I have left on my side. I have my wife and my 2 children.
Right.
And so it's my goal right now to get her back to her, to be stronger.
Right. No, so out of curiosity, I must also inquire about the fact that, I mean, of course, when your father was going through schizophrenia and then your sister passed away, that must have broken you from inside. Did that make you stronger from there on, or did it actually make you feel that you have a lot of responsibility to ensure that your family, whatever is left of it, survives the adversities that you have faced?
Well, I wouldn't say it broke me. It was tough, but it wasn't like what most people would expect or go through. By that time, I was already studying about how to let go of attachment, how to let go of fear, and how to process sadness. So I was sad, but it wasn't like the type where people are just going to stop. And like, for example, when my sister passed away, my son was just born and I was taking care of my wife postpartum, taking care of my son, and starting Flow60 and taking care of her funeral things with her friends and family members. Everybody's reaching out to me to process things.
She was younger to you?
She was older.
And she was married too?
Not married. A year and a half older. I'm 42, so she was a year and a half older. And so, and I was doing all of that. And even though I felt sad, but it wasn't like it stopped me, because by that time I already knew how to process these things. And that's the thing, is like, people had this framework that when bad things happen, like somebody passes away, which is pretty bad, you know, it's more than maybe losing a job, that they don't know how to handle it. And it just stops their life. It's like such a big hurdle that for some people, they're out for weeks, for some months, for some, they don't recover in years. And they don't have to do that. They don't have to go through all of that. There are ways to go through the process faster and to release things, but they have to learn how to be able to process emotions. Right? They have to learn how to be able to let them go from their body and their mind. Right? When they do, everybody's going to pass away. That's a fact.
Right.
As we get older, it's happening, and it's happening more often, whether it's our parents, our uncles and aunts and grandmas and friends. And so this is something that every human being faces. But how many people know how to process sadness, process guilt, process fear? They don't know how to let it go. And so every time these type of challenges happen to them, it breaks them down more and more. And they have to carry this with them when they are trying to take care of their family, when they're trying to build their career, build their business, when they're trying to serve other people. Right. Carrying this burden. Right. They don't need to. They can let it go.
So when you were growing up in Houston and then Austin, what was your father's main primary livelihood and source of income, or for your mother as well?
For him, he was in real estate. He also was in, he traveled a lot, and he was doing, he was working for an oil company. I think he was like in the health, the HR or something like that. He was responsible for, I think it was HR. My mom, she didn't work for a while, and then eventually she was working in retail, and she likes talking to people.
And that is where your journey to start up your first company began, correct?
Afterwards, when I moved to Austin. Well, I started in Houston, and then I moved to Austin.
And
we'll work it off.
I believe that company was called something like Six Pack or something.
Six-pack shortcuts.
Six Pack shortcuts.
It's a shortcut to six-pack apps. And because the way I think in my mind is people make things so complicated. I mean, I look at it and I go, it's really simple. You just do it this way and cut out everything else. It's like the 80-20. I look at the world in an 80-20 lens all the time. And when I see somebody needing to shed body fat and build more muscle, it's actually really simple. It's just a couple of things. Forget everything else. And that's why we named it six-pack shortcuts, because everybody liked to have a six-pack. And here's the shortcut way.
Do you have it right now?
It's kind of, let's see, it's so, not the same as before,
Of course, becoming a father takes away all the six packs.
Yeah.
No, I mean, of course, coming back to this. Now, when you formed this company, Six Pack Shortcut, you were almost making about $30 million every year. And you had two partners, I believe.
Yeah.
But then eventually you took your share and then came out. Is that right?
Yeah.
By the time you already had a YouTube channel, which was also raking up millions and giving you a revenue which could be enough to support your livelihood in Australia. Is that right?
That's right.
So then why would you leave this career when you were already doing well and you were right in the heart of the business which you love, which is fitness? So why would you leave this company and then shift to a new organization?
Well, I asked my partners if they want to, I told my partners that we're going to go in this new direction. Like, we're still going to do fitness, but I'm going to figure out how to become happier, or how did I do this? How did I clear my mind? How did I get into this state of bliss? I'm going to figure it out, and I'm going to teach everybody how to do it. We're going to help a lot of people. We had the most subscribed channel on the entire YouTube platform. So we're going to make a big influence. And my partners didn't have the same vision. And so I realized, well, I'm not going to let that go. So let's go separate ways. And that's when I told them I'm out. We'll figure out my buyout,
And now your YouTube channel and Insta is doing better than the one which was earlier before.
We got a little more subscribers than before.
All right.
But
Mike, I'm going to come to specifically about your exercises. Over the past 24 hours, I really followed each of your video religiously, and I looked them very minutely. I actually looked at them very minutely. One of your exercises is very funny and very hilarious. You want to teach us breathing exercise, but you want to blow the candles sitting at where we are, and all the candles are right in front of us. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and 6, and whatnot, all in the same direction. But you don't have to move. You have to sit where you are, and then you have to blow all the candles one by one.
here.
So is that something which you made of your own, or is it something you learned or you borrowed from somewhere?
I'm sure it's been done. It's just blowing out candles. I'm sure it's been done. I like to create games. I like to make exercise and practice fun, because I've been working with people for over 2 decades. And let me tell you, people don't like hard work. And try to convince someone to do hard work is tough. But if you convince someone, hey, you're going to have some fun, let's make it fun, enjoyable, and you still gain the benefit of being healthier. In this case, with the candle game, you're increasing lung capacity. It's like you're doing deep breathing, except you're focusing on blowing out the candles. So that's what I realized, making it enjoyable, because people need to exercise every day. They need to take care of their health every day. So they can either make it really tough and struggle, or they can make it a little more enjoyable and fun.
Right.
And that's what I'm choosing.
And then your second exercise also got me very curious. It's with frozen arms. You suggested why should people do not move their arms when they have to deliver a message that they are strong or something of that sort. Is that right?
Right. So it's relaxing the arms. So then when somebody's stressed, they tense up their body. When they are emotional, sad, angry, fearful, worried, they also tense up their body.
Really?
Yep. Every single emotion, when somebody's having it, their body tenses up. It's to the point to where people don't even recognize that they are being tense. It's like most people are just stressed, so they're always tense. So therefore, that level of tension is normal. But then when they get more stressed, they go, oh, I'm a little stressed. No, you are more stressed. You were stressed before, now you're more stressed. You see, so people don't recognize that they're holding on to tension. So when I tell somebody, relax your arms, it's to condition the body to let go of the tension. The reason why it's important, and most people don't know this, it took me years to discover this simple thing.
Which is?
If you let go of tension in your body, you let go of emotions. No emotions. Your body becomes peaceful. When your body becomes peaceful, relaxed, calm, your mind expands. Because when we have emotions, our mind shrinks. We become very hyper-focused on a certain small perspective and idea, and we can't see the other things around. Right. It's like when you're angry. You can't seem to think outside of everything will be fine. It's like, no, this is so bad and all that. Or when we're scared, it's like, oh, well, this is going to happen. This is going to happen. No, everything will be fine. And we're just focusing on this thing that we're afraid of. It's not that we are dumb or something. We just literally cannot access the other information because the body tightens up. The energy that's floating around, we find fear, and then mentally our mind shrinks in awareness.
Right.
It shrinks down. So then when we relax our body, the circulation increases, the energy increases because there's more energy that can flow, and then our awareness expands.
Right.
So that's why I tell people, relax your arms. And it actually starts off, the easiest way to do it, relax your hands and feet. Because everybody can control their hands and feet. And when they relax their hands and feet, like to just try right now, right? Just relax your feet, right? And then just relax your hands. And don't try to relax anything else. Just focus on relaxing hands and feet. And then what you'll realize is that you notice, are there other areas of your body suddenly become more relaxed? And you don't even try to relax them. You just relax your hands and feet. But because our nervous system is connected, so if we relax just hands and feet, it triggers relaxation throughout the whole body.
Oh, they just don't.
Yeah. And so imagine everybody knew that. And when they're in this tense situation and they're afraid, they're worried, they just let go of their hands. They're not there picking, just relax their hands. And they just stop curling their toes, just relax their feet. Just that, it will change how they decide. It would change the perspective that they have. Because before, they're like, oh my God, this is how it's going to be. And then they relax. And slowly they go, wait, maybe there's other options.
Yeah.
And so it's so simple,
So, of course, I mean, I also like the way that you bring sort of psychotherapies, more of Sigmund Freud style of dealing with problems. You tell in one of your videos that stop people to think of you. Stop people to think about you. Don't let them think whether you're fat or whether you've lost your hair or your hairline is receding and so on. Is that something which is more of a psychotherapy, or here are you trying to deal with the mix of exercises and yet trying to win over the patient who may be suffering from a disease or battling some sort of an illnesses in mind? What is that you're trying to do when you tell them, stop thinking about what people are thinking of you?
Every person deals with one biggest enemy, culprit in their life, which that one person is themselves. So if a person knows how to get themselves out of the way, they are free to do what they want. Because isn't it interesting? They want to do something, but they are the one that also stops themselves. And so imagine when a person is able to get themselves out of the way. So when I tell somebody, stop thinking about yourself so much, what I'm really helping them to do is get themselves out of the way. So this is how it works. Every time when we label ourselves, I am this, I am that, I'm a smart person, I'm a professionally looking person, I have this title, I'm important, I'm not important. every time when a person labels themselves as I am smart, I am important, I want to be seen as well-dressed, or I want to be seen as fit, any type of self-label. Now they have to get people to see them that way. So everything they do is trying to create that visual outcome. So then the issue with that is instead of themselves just expressing what they want at the moment,
Right.
all of what they say, act, the way they walk, everything they do is trying to create this outcome that matches
Right.
the label that they have. I want you to see me as fit and smart. So now I'm about to sit this way and talk this way. But what happened if in reality right now, I don't feel like sitting that way? I want to slouch. I want to just do this. But I can't. I can't let myself. So you see, now we have this internal conflict. One part of me wants to do something like relax and chill out, while the other part of me don't let myself do that. So there's this inner battle. And people are facing these inner battles every day, fighting themselves on the inside. And this is the real problem that turns into stress, anxiety, anger, worry. That's what's really happening.
Right.
So this on a really large scale turns into mental health issues. And on the physical scale turns into sickness. Because every time when we are having these type of responses, our body tenses up. We are using our mind to literally attack the body.
Yeah.
We are saying, I am not this, I am not that. So this is why I tell people, practice not thinking about yourself so much. And therefore, you are able to get yourself out of the way. And this is the biggest thing that a person can accomplish in personal development altogether.
Right.
It's more than everything else. But it will take some time. For people that are just starting off, this will be too much to handle. For those that have been on the path for a while, they are past just positive thinking. This is something that they need to work on. And this has to involve focusing on relaxing their body, letting go of fear, and silencing their mind.
Yeah. So, Mike, I mean, that really has got me more intrigued about what you do, how you do. I want to ask you the question, when you talk about your 60-day mind and transformation program, which begins, of course, a few days from here on, why would you call your program Flow60 if it's to run to 60 days, or is it because of 60 different exercises?
So Flow60 is a training system. It's not just a program. It's a training system. It's a way of training. It's a way of living. And so the 60-day body mind transformation program, that's a standalone program by itself.
It's a different program.
It's a program. Yeah, we use this training system in that program. It's almost like if this program is get healthy and have your best life program. And let's do yoga in that program.
So those 60 days, are you going to be confined to physical program outside with those people for 60 days? Are people going to register for 60 days program, or are they going to be online watching you and doing it with you?
Well, we're going to be training together online. So every week they meet me and we do 2 hours of live calls where we train.
Which could be on Zoom or...
Yeah, we use Zoom right now. And then they also work with my instructors. We have over 70 classes per week. Yeah, 70 classes. And it's all included in the program. So this way they're able to get all the support.
And how much does it cost?
Currently, right now, we're running a sale under $500. It's $477. This program used to be over $2,000. But we currently, right now, want more people to enroll. So we slashed the price by 70% or so. And we might be operating at a loss, to be honest, because we have to pay these instructors.
Correct.
And there are people that are taking 2 classes per day live. You know, like, how much do you charge for your time per hour? Like, we have to pay all of these people. So,
yeah.
But we'll figure it out. Sometimes you just have to trust.
Yeah.
You know, it's a bounce. So.
Now, when I was going through your exercises, I also find something very, very hilarious and very funny. You said, a person should also continue to blow their nose, and they should also learn, they should not stop their fart as well in public as well. Is it something which you're trying to bring humor into this, or actually you're proposing something which is not doable by most of the people because they'll find it very humiliating and embarrassing to fart in the public and to sort of blow their nose out. But isn't it something that you're talking about here is medical illnesses for which they require actually doctors to battle this out? Or do you think that this can be treated by someone like you as well?
Well, I think there's a lot of social norm that controls people and the way they act. And something that's not socially acceptable, people don't do. So blowing their nose, walking barefoot, barefoot all the time. And people don't look at whether or not it's good for their body, good for their health, good for their mind, good for the planet. They just look at it as, are other people going to like me? Are they going to accept me? And, I think a lot of people will agree that they should not follow the social norms and just do what's good. But in reality, most people aren't doing it. So I believe that if we want to make change, like what Gandhi says, be the change that you want to see. And that's my life. I become the change that I want to see in other people. So I fart in public, I blow my nose, I walk around barefoot. I don't care. I don't care about what other people think, and just be that way.
You do that as well?
Oh, yeah. I just rip it. Let me tell you a story. My first date with my wife, we were sitting down talking, and I told her name is Natalia. So I go, Natalia, just so you know, I fart. And then I just let her rip, a really loud one. And she just looked at me, and I said, I just wanted you to know that in case, just so you know, like, that's just something I do. I don't care. It's not good for the body to hold it in, it creates pressure and all that. So just so you know. She's like, okay. And so now I kept doing it, right? She did not fart. She would hold it in, right? Now, fast forward, I think it must be maybe 6 months later, she would fart, oh, sorry. I go, that's okay.
Yeah.
All right. And then now we've been together now.
And both of you fart in front of each other.
Hey, there's not even a word. So anyways, yeah. So where are we going to go for lunch, bro? Just.
Yeah. No, I mean, of course, these are human follies or habits which we generally tend to get embarrassed and humiliated about the fact that, what other person will feel about it. But then, of course, the nature's laws are this, that you must try to release things which are meant to be released one way or the other.
Yeah, I agree.
Now, I also want to come to your physical exercise. In fact, yesterday when I was seeing you at an event, of course, you'll be speaking at the UN as well. But what got me further intrigued was you talked about stretches, burpees, even beating the chest, twisting your body, slapping yourself. That's something which is unimaginable coming from someone, who wants to become sort of a gym instructor or a health instructor for people. How do you bring these exercises which are unique in nature, very different, and yet make them doable because of the fact that they actually tone your body as well? So when you were trying to assimilate all these exercises and show that they're part of the routine in the program that you offer to the people, did you borrow them from somewhere or did you invent of your own? Especially the twisting and the slapping yourself.
So the concepts and many of the exercises has been around forever, by thousands of years. I would take some of the exercises and change them a little bit to make them, I would believe, to be more effective on some cases, while some are just exactly how they are. These type of exercises, tapping on the bottom, this has been around and is practiced in many different arts.
It's not taught at any gym.
Not in gyms, no. Different martial art practices, it's taught. The Qigong practices, it's taught. Anything that understands about energy. You see, gyms and fitness, it's like they don't think about energy. They think about muscle and body fat and, the range of motion and the contraction. And it's like they don't think about circulation. They think about the pump.
You do none of that.
I don't really.
You don't weight lifts.
So
You don't lift weights.
I lift the weights today for the second time in the last 6 months. So yes, I do weight lift, but just not very often. I have a small gym at my home. I converted my garage, but it's not something I feel very motivated to right now.
And then
I might go back and weight lift. I used to weight lift twice a day. So in 1 week, I'm weightlifting 14 times a week. So someone's like, oh, how often do you train? 14 times a week. What? Now, I don't really do it much. Today, I was at the hotel, so I was like, let me go and take my time.
correct.
Yeah.
So I'm talking about the stretching exercises, the beating exercises, and the twist exercises. Can you do that for us, for our viewers as well? How do you twist?
Sure. So one of the exercises is shaking the body like this. Hops. Raising your shoulders up and letting them come down and exhale through your nose. And then the twist exercise is like this, where you relax the arms. So you want to keep your arms relaxed.
Okay.
And imagine like a little drum with a string at the end, you know, where the drum twists.
Right.
The string hits the sides.
Right.
Ding, 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 ding. So imagine the arms is your strings.
Okay.
And then your hands is like the little ball. And you're just twisting your spine. And keep your arms relaxed. Keep them loose. You see how they're bent, so let them go. Let them go. Straighten it out. Relax. Completely. You're completely. See, do you see how they're bending again? So relax them. Relax them.
Okay.
Relax the shoulders and just focus on twisting.
Okay.
Just focus on twisting.
Oh, yeah.
And you're still tensing up your back, see? See, this is how we can tell. So you have tension on the backs, and then you're still holding on to tension.
Right.
So that's why you're not letting the arms go. You're doing this.
Oh,
Okay. So I want you to relax the arms, relax the shoulders, keep them super loose, and just tap onto your body. Tap onto your chest. Relax your back more.
am I doing good?
your back.
Am I doing better?
It's a little bit better. Little bit better.
Right.
Yeah, relax the arms more.
Correct.
Relax the arms.
And how do you beat your cells then?
So taps, body taps, right? Those are really easy. So we'll start from the bottom. Yeah, we start from the bottom. Let's slowly work our way up, right? And let's tap on the stomach. See, taps are easy. You can't mess up taps. You just tap. You just tap. All right. And then you tap on your chest. And you raise your left arm up. Tap on the side. All the way down. All the way down to your waistline. And then back up. And they tap on the side of the neck.
Ah,
So you got some tension there, huh? Yeah, tap on the back of the arm. And that's good. See, the tapping is releasing the tension.
wow.
It's balancing the nerves.
Yeah.
If it hurts, it's just because it's blocked. We just need to open it up. And let's bounce it out. Let's do the other side. Right arm up. Let's go down the side. Down the side. Down the side.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I can feel it. Yeah. I think I'll better do my job asking the questions. So, Mike, as we resume the questions and grilling you on this interview, I want to ask you that the fact that, of course, when your father and your sister passed away, you talked about that it did not break you. But I want to also ask you this question, just out of curiosity, not to offend you. Is it because of the fact that all of us get bad genes from our parents, our ancestors, that leads to the problems, the issues that we face, and that sort of bells the cat inside us that, no, we have to do something different from what they were doing to ensure that we don't fall into the same problem or disease which they may have got or inherited from their ancestors. Is it right?
So genetics. A lot of people believe if my parents are sick, I would get sick. So imagine that it's like this table, right? It's a tree to start off with. And then from there, you carve it into a table or you carve it into something else. But this tree, this type of wood would always be this type of wood because its parents was this type of wood. But what you carve it into is up to you. but it'll always be this material. And so our bodies is the same thing. Our mind is the same thing, right? We are born with this type of genetics. And so therefore, we will always have this type of genetics.
Right.
Like how our body forms, the level of our health. Right. And as we also, if we study epigenetics, like Bruce Lipton's work, for example, talking about how our genetics can also change.
Right.
And so therefore, we start off with a certain canvas, a certain structure, but our habits and what we do and how we think determines the outcome.
Interesting. Now, I want to wrap up this interview. I mean, of course, with a rapid fire. But before I let go of you in this rapid fire question, I want to ask you one quick question. What was your own education before you chose this career? And then did you actually pivot from your education from what you were doing, or did you want to do something differently as well?
I studied a little bit of business and marketing.
Honestly,
Houston. But I didn't learn much from school. I pretty much cheated through most of my classes. Honestly, I mean, I always had that shortcut mentality, you know? If it didn't make sense to me, I was really doing it just for the paper, not for anything else. I was working by the time I was 14. So throughout high school, I was working. In college, I was working.
Where were you working?
I was doing door-to-door sales.
Oh.
Yeah, knocking on doors, selling newspaper subscriptions.
Really?
Yeah.
Which papers was this?
The Houston Chronicle. At the newspaper in Houston, Houston Chronicle. I was knocking on doors for 6 years. And my boss would drop me on the streets at Dennis, and he'll drop me off on this neighborhood, and I would go every single door, and I have my route cards, is what we call it, basically the addresses.
Correct.
Every single door, and I mark everything. And I started when I was 14 doing that. So I was making money in high school. I had more money than some of the kids because I was working already.
So how much are you making every month or every week from paper subscriptions?
Per month, about $1,500 to $2,500.
Right.
Yeah. So when I was 16, I was making that.
So were you like scrimping and saving all the money, or were you spending on booze?
Never good at saving.
Booze and cigarettes.
Probably more booze and cigarettes, and yeah.
Right. But I'm also given to understand, Mike, that you have quit all of this for good now.
Yeah. I stopped drinking 13 years ago. I've had literally maybe 7 times that I drank in the last 13 years. Like 7 times. And out of the 7 times, there are 2 times that I was buzzed. And it was terrible. Because I was just thinking, maybe I just, drink a little more to see what happens. And terrible. Not
and,
that good.
And how do you think that has changed your life for good?
Completely.
Really?
Yeah. Well, because I used to drink on the weekends a lot. So my weekends were tough and I had to recover. And I remember Mondays are just really low performance. Tuesday was a little bit better. And by Wednesday, I'm feeling normal and performing at my best. The best I could be.
So what are the key perceptible changes that you have found in yourself and in others in you now that you have stopped drinking and you stopped alcohol, you stopped cigarettes?
So the biggest thing is that before I drank so that I can be more social, so that I can express myself. Now I can express myself all the time, anytime I want. And it doesn't have to be just proper, like I could be super loud and animated and anything I want. I'm free. Before, that can only happen if I'm buzzed. And I'm like, oh, man, we gotta do that thing? Oh, I need more drinks for that, right? Now, I'm free. So at any time, I'm more expressive than I ever was before. And because, I'm not drinking in just anywhere, it's usually drinking type of places. But now, because I don't need to drink for that, anywhere, anytime, I'm just expressing and having so much more fun.
Yeah.
And people, I think, enjoy my company a lot more because I get to just be myself. It feels good to not have to drink before I go and just have fun.
You really think so?
Yes.
No, but do you really think so? The people have become more relatable to you in terms of why they love you more now than they would earlier?
For sure. 100%. 100%. Because people are drawn to people that feel comfortable. When someone feels comfortable about themselves, this gives another person permission to go and feel more comfortable.
Yeah.
When person's like uptight and then you interact with this person who's uptight, naturally you withdraw too because they're withdrawn. But if somebody's quite open, they're like, hey, and you're like, oh, this person is kind of cool. So you open up.
Yeah.
So before it was only like that for me with drinking. And now it's like all the time.
Right. And one last question before I go, of course, to the rapid fire. You talk about one particular exercise where you call it split your awareness. Are you familiar with this?
I know the concept, split the awareness. I'm trying to think. I mean, there are different exercises that we would do for that. Yeah.
Right. Because many users, when they come to your videos, they really appreciate the way that you communicate to them, the way you teach them are very relatable. But what is it that actually I want to understand from you very directly, that what is it that makes you such a popular man on Instagram? Why do people follow you today? What is it that they find so relatable in your videos today that they come back to you again and again, again and again?
Well, people often tell me that they like the way I explain things because I take things that somebody else may explain it in a way that's complicated, and then I make it simple. I don't use big words. I don't. Some people have really big vocabulary. I don't think I do. But if people, they feel that they can understand easier. And something else is I also speak about things that I think people care about. It's not very flashy, egoic type of stuff. It's like real life stuff. Things that they think about in their mind, but they don't feel comfortable to talk to with other people. I think those type of subjects, people might be more drawn to me on.
Interesting. So we will, of course, move to a rapid fire, Mike. And to wrap up this interview, which exercise is your most favorite? First question.
Most favorite exercise, twist, push-ups, and squats.
Which exercise you find the most difficult and you avoid yourself?
The most difficult exercise for me would muscle ups. I still haven't got them yet. I have to train them. Last time I tried it, I ended up pulling my shoulder, my lats. So that's probably the most difficult for me right now.
When was it that you yourself got stressed the most in your life, and what did you do?
Say that again?
When was it when you got stressed the most in your life, and what did you do next?
Well, the most stress in my life, to think about this one. What did I do? What's the most stress? Sorry, it's because I don't really label things. I don't really label things that much anymore. So that's why it takes me a while to have to think about it.
We'll come back to this question again. 3 women in your life, daughter, wife, and mom. What do they teach you every day?
Oh, that's a good one. My wife teaches me a lot about patience, a lot about the fact that I get to listen instead of having to try to solve problems all the time, and also to learn to see in other people's perspective. My daughter and son, they teach me a lot about acceptance because they are children and they don't understand everything, and I need to let them be that way instead of feeling upset or confused on why they're not doing something. And my mom, she teaches me love because she's the one that raised me mostly, and now I get the opportunity to help her.
First thing that you do when you wake up in the morning?
I go pee.
And then?
And then I brush my teeth. And then I blow my nose.
Last thing you do before you go to sleep?
I do my practice. Stretch, breathe, and meditate.
What's your food routine every day, every week, and do you cook?
Full routine every single day. In the morning, I do my practice. The practice involves 5 different methods, right? Tap, massage, strength training, stretching, breathing, and meditation. And then I do the evening one as well. The length of time is anywhere from about 5 minutes up to 60 minutes, depending on how I feel and what I got going on for the day. And I cook. The things I usually cook is eggs and avocado. So
Really?
yeah. So an avocado you don't really cook, so it's really just the eggs. Yeah.
Do you know which Bollywood celebrities follow you on Instagram?
I'm not sure.
Do you even know who are the Bollywood celebrities? Have you ever met them or found them on internet?
No, not really.
Do you know any Indian heroes or actors or actresses who follow you?
I would love to. I would love to know. I just don't have the chance. I don't even know anybody. People ask me all the time, do you know this person? I'm not just, most of the time I was like, no. And they're in my industry? No. I mean, I don't even know people in my industry. So, but I would love to meet them because I'm grateful for their support and I'm happy that they're interested in this work.
What do you do on your cheat day? Do you do Netflixing, shopping, or having food?
Cheat day. I wouldn't really look at it as cheat day, but there are days to where I just chill out and not do much. And once in a while when I get that opportunity, which is very, very rare because kids, it would involve Netflix and food, which my son actually really enjoys. And him and I would just watch a movie or two and eat all kinds of stuff.
Bali, Beijing, or Switzerland because your wife is of Switzerland, your parents are from China, or Bali, that your profession that has taken you there? Bali, Beijing, or Switzerland?
Switzerland, because I really like to ride my bike around and the air, the water, and the food is the best.
And Houston and Austin are out?
Yeah.
So it was lovely speaking to you, Mike, for this wonderful conversation. We hope that you continue to inspire millions in this country, beyond this country, and you continue to remain what you are, an icon for most of us on Instagram and beyond that as well. It was lovely speaking to you. Do tune into this interview on The New In and say hello to us on The New Indian and a message for The New Indian as well.
My message would be, do practice every single day. And the best exercise is the one that you enjoy. It's not the one that I say or anybody else say. It's the one that you enjoy. But if you don't know what to do, then there are many exercises that I share. And no matter what, do them every morning, because when you do them, you become your best and you are able to create your best life.
So that was about it on World This Week. Do tune in on The New Indian with me, Rohan Dua.